Hi everybody, it's me, Willow, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm here with another fun video for all of you guys to enjoy, and today we will be breaking down the Oscars 2026 shortlist. I am so excited. They just dropped this yesterday as I'm recording. They dropped, I believe it was 12 categories in their shortlist. So Whew, I'm so excited to take a look at these. I've kind of seen just like one or two of the nominations, but I tried to save it before, recording, so I'd kind of have my first reactions. The categories I'm most intrigued by are always the shorts because we really don't have much of an inkling of what shorts are going to be nominated until the shortlists come out. And then, I kind of go through all of them and try and watch all the shorts that get nominated so I have a good idea to give my good predictions for when the nominations come out on January 22nd. At least that's what I did last year, and that's going to be what I'm attempting to do this year again. I'm also very intrigued by the casting category. They did release that shortlist as this is the first year for the casting category. So I'll be intrigued to see which movies get picked, and we'll kind of get to break down, as the weeks go by, why these were picked for the casting category and what we're looking for in a casting category. So I'm very excited to start breaking these down. So why don't we dive actually right into the casting category? And the nominations for Best Casting are Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Sinners, Surratt, Weapons, and Wicked for Good. I really love some of these nominations, specifically Surratt and Weapons. We're actually seeing Surratt pop up in a lot of precursor nominations at the Critics' Choice, the Golden Globes, the Gothams. It's actually been nominated quite a bit, so I'm really intrigued to see that it made this shortlist for casting. I've still yet to see Surratt. It's coming out in the next couple weeks, and I'm really excited about it. I'm upset that I missed it at TIFF. I tried to see it, but I couldn't get in. The line was so long. So excited to see that here, and Weapons as well. This was one that I was thinking maybe it'd be able to squeeze in just because it has some really great cast in that ensemble. Lots of different actors who've been working for quite a long time. And of course, Amy Madigan, who's been a classic actor, and she kind of come back for this iconic Aunt Gladys character. And we have some young actors with all the children in the film, so very intrigued to see this in the casting. And then I'd say the rest of the films, except for Wicked for Good, I don't really see that as a top 10 best picture anymore, but the rest of the films are all top 10, I would say, or the Secret Agents, maybe 11. I think I have the Secret Agent in my top 10 right now, but I can't remember. But it's just on the cusp. Same with Wicked for Good. But Weapons and Surratt, I would say those are more below 15, 20 range than in the top 15. So very, very intriguing. I would definitely say One Bell After Another is a great casting choice. I love that ensemble in the film. And we have Leo and Sean, Tiana, some really big names in the industry as well. So love seeing that in there. And like I said, The Secret Agent, that's also an international film. Same with Sentimental Value and Surratt. So it's great to see some of the international films with their casting be recognized as well, because I think it shouldn't just be American films that are put in the casting. So love seeing that they branched out to some other international films. So very intrigued by this category, and I'm interested to see where they narrow it down to the top 5. So couple films I have to see. I have to see Secret Agent, and I have to see Surratt, and I have to see Marty Supreme, but all the other films I have seen. So love this category, and I'm intrigued to see how the casting category evolves over the next couple years. For Best Cinematography, we have our short list, and we started off with Ballad of a Small Player, which I think is crazy. I thought this film was dead, back in October when it came out. I really did not think this was going to get any sort of like shortlist, but it's here. And I definitely do think the cinematography is deserving in that film. I do think it's a very beautiful film. I love like the colorization. It is very well like lit and saturated. So give them props for getting this nomination. Begonia, so well deserving. Die My Love, also deserving. F1, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, Nouvelle Vague, intriguing. One Battle After Another, so deserving. Sentimental Value, another deserving one. Sinners, so deserving. Sarat, Song Sung Blue, which I just saw the other day, so intriguing. I did really love the colorization in that film, the saturation, the lighting. I really did notice it actually. I thought it was very vibrant, so good on them for getting the cinematography shortlist. We have Sound of Falling, Train Dreams, and Wicked for Good. So we have a little bit of a longer list here for cinematography, and I'll be intrigued to see how we can narrow this down to just 5. Personally, I think Begonia and Frankenstein, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, and then I would want Sinners or like Train Dreams to get in there. I also think Sentimental Value is a really well shot film. So this is a tough one because we have some very technical ones and we have some more artistic ones. So very, very intriguing. So I'm excited to see how this like turns out on the 22nd. Best documentary feature film. This one I'm upset because I already took a look, and Put Your Soul in Your Hand and Walk did not make the short list. So I'm very devastated that I did not make it. I was very moved by that when I saw it at TIFF. I think it was such a powerful story to tell about journalism and about freedom and just Palestine and what's going on for the youth in that country. So I'm very upset that it missed the shortlist here. But the nominations on the shortlist are The Alabama Solution, Apocalypse in the Tropics, Coexistence My Ass, Come See Me in the Good Light, Cover Up, Cutting Through Rocks, Folktales, Holding Lat, Mr. Nobody Against Putin, Mistra Dispeller, My Undesirable Friends Part 1, Last Air in Moscow, The Perfect Neighbor, Seeds, 2,000 Meters to Adrivka, and Yuna. Hopefully I pronounced that last one correctly. If I'm being honest, most of these I'm not too familiar with. The ones that I'm know people have been talking about are The Alabama Solution, Cover Up, Nobody's Against Mr. Nobody Against Putin, My Undesirable Friends Part 1, Last Air in Moscow, that one at the Gotham Awards, so exciting to see that it's here. The Perfect Neighbor, Seeds, and 2,000 Meters to Andrivka. Those are the films that are definitely the hottest and people have been talking about them the most. I haven't seen all of them. I've only seen The Perfect Neighbor, and I've also seen no, I've only seen The Perfect Neighbor on this list. I really do have to catch up. I know Cover Up just came out at TIFF. I believe this weekend it's coming out, and I need to see the other ones, especially My Undesirable Friends Part 1, Last Air in Moscow, just because it won at the Gotham Awards just a couple weeks ago. So I really want to see that. I want to see Cover Up. So very intrigued to see this one. But again, like I said, I'm very upset that Put Your Soul in Your Hand and Walk did not make the short list. So I'm very upset about that. Best International Feature Film. I'm excited about this category. For Argentina, they have Belen. This film is definitely gaining some momentum. It got some nominations at the Golden Globes as well. I believe it's being backed by MGM Amazon. So I'm definitely going to have to see that one. The Secret Agent, Brazil. Excited to see that. I'm going to go watch it tonight as I'm recording this. France, It Was Just an Accent, one of my favorite films of the year. Very happy to see that it's nominated here in the shortlist, and I definitely think it's going to get that top 5 nomination later this year because it's just been having such great momentum with Jafar, so I'm very excited. We have Germany's The Sound of Falling. We have India's Homebound, which was one of the runner-ups at TIFF's People's International Choice Award. So interesting to see that it also got nominated here for the shortlist at the Oscars. We have Iraq's The President's Cake. We have Japan's Kakao. Totally butchered that name. Super sorry about that. We have Jordan's All That's Left of You. We have Norway's Sentimental Value. We have Palestine's Palestine 36, which I'm very happy to see here, with the film being snubbed for Put Your Hand on Your Soul and Walk in the last category I mentioned. So I'm happy to see Palestine being represented here with Palestine 36. We have South Korea's No Other Choice. So happy about that. We have Spain's Surat, another nomination for that film. We have Switzerland's The Late Shift. We have Taiwan's Left-Handed Girl. And we have Tussia's The Voice of Hind Rajab, which I'm very, very happy to see nominated here. Very happy to see The Voice of Hind Rajab and Palestine 36 be here in the documentary feature film shortlist category. So super excited, and I'm intrigued to see how we're going to get this category narrowed down, because I feel like this is very, very competitive. The makeup and hairstyle category, which is one that I personally enjoy. Here we have Alto Knights. Love to see that there for like the duo twin role for that with it's Robert De Niro was in that, I believe, right? It was Robert De Niro, right? And then we have Frankenstein, we have Kakuo again from Japan, Marty Supreme. Nuremberg was able to squeeze its way in here for the makeup that they do on Russell Crowe in that film. So interesting to see Nuremberg make the shortlist. We have One Battle After Another. Love to see that. Sinners, also super happy to see it manage to get its way in here for all of the twin stuff, but then also I feel like there's a lot of different CGIs with the vampires and like the blood. So I feel like there are some physical applications that had to do with like the long hands and stuff like that. It's not all just VFX. They used in tandem with practical makeup and hair. So love to see that there as well. We have the Smashing Machine. I knew I was going to get in there. The Ugly Stepsister. So happy to see that gets in here for hair and makeup, because that was a really great film that I feel like a lot of people overlooked. I still haven't gotten to see it yet, but I've heard lots of good praise for it. And then we have Wicked for Good. Interesting category. I'm excited to see what we get for nominations on the 22nd. For Best Music Original Score, we have Avatar Fire and Ash. We have Begonia. Captain America Brave New World, which I think is nuts, but it's there for some reason. Diane Warren Relentless. She's relentless and she's going for her win. Eventually, she's going to get a win. We have F1, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Hedda. Love to see that here. A House of Dynamite. Jay Kelly. Really happy for Jay Kelly because I really did love the score in that film. We have Marty Supreme, Nuremberg, One Battle After Another, which is another great score. Sinners, Surat, Train Dreams, Tron Ares, happy for Nine Inch Nails. We have Truth and Treason, which I have not heard of. Wake Up Dead Man, Knives Out, which I just rewatched, has a great score as well. And Wicked for Good. For music, original song, we have As Alive as You Need Me to Be, which is Nine Inch Nails, and that is from Tron Ares. Dear Me from Diane Warren, Relentless. We have Dream as One, Fire and Ash. Drive from F1, which is like not even my favorite song from the F1 soundtrack. I really liked the country song that was in it. Can't remember who sang that song, but I was a big fan of it. We have Dying to Live from the Billy Idol Should Be Dead. We have Girl in the Bubble, Wicked for Good. Golden, we're going up, 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 it's our moment from K-pop Demon Hunters. Highest to Lowest from Highest to Lowest. I Lied to You from Sinners. The Last Time I'd Seen the Sun from Sinners. No Place Like Home from Wicked for Good. Our Love from the Ballad of Wallace Island. So happy to see that here. Salt, Then Sour, Then Sweet. Come Me from In the Good Light. I have not heard of that film. I'll have to look that one up. Sweet Dreams of Joy from Virda. Viva Virda. And then Train Dreams from Train Dreams. Lots of intriguing songs there. I think we know which ones are probably going to make the top nominations in January. For sound, we have Avatar Fire and Ash, F1, Frankenstein, Mission Impossible The Final Reckoning, One Battle After Another, Sinners, Surratt, Springsteen Deliver Me from Nowhere got into sound shortlist. I guess the sound was okay in that film, but I really am surprised with that and like Ballad of a Song Player, those ones getting into the shortlist. We have Superman and then Wicked for Good for best sound for the shortlist. And I think these definitely make sense, but Springsteen Deliver Me from Nowhere, just again, another film I thought that was kind of dead. And with the Golden Globes, Critics' Choice, it just keeps coming back. For best visual effects, we have Avatar Fire and Ash, The Electric State. What the fuck? Honestly, that deserves an F-bomb. What the fuck? The Electric State? Oh my god. Who did they bribe? Netflix. Oh my. That now that's my genuine reactions to the shortlist because I did not see that the Electric State was able to manage to get in the shortlist. That is insanity. I can't believe it. Okay, we're gonna move on. F1 makes sense. Frankenstein makes sense. Jurassic World Rebirth, I would even, makes sense to an extent. I didn't like that movie, but give it to them. The Lost Bus, I still have not seen, but I know there's a lot of visual effects with the wildfire, so give it to them. Sinners, Superman, Tron Ares, Wicked for Good all make sense. Even Wicked for Good, I don't really love the VFX in that film, but they do heavily use the VFX. So I just can't believe The Electric State. I understand that film is so heavily VFXed, but that is just insanity that made it. I'm like in shock, if I'm being honest. So insanity. So insane. All right, and here are the animated short films. I have Autocar, Butterfly, Cardboard, Irua, probably mispronounced that, Forever Green, The Girl Who Cried Pearls, Hikran, probably pronounced that wrong too, I Died in Impine, The Night Boots, Playing God, The Quinta Ghost, Retirement Plan, The Shyness of Trees, Snow Bear, and The Three Sisters. So I'm going to have to catch all of those because I'm definitely very interested in the shorts. I always try and watch them all. And then when they are nominated, I'm like all caught up, For documentary short film, we have All the Empty Rooms, All the Walls Came Down, Armed Only with a Camera, The Life and Death of Brent Renaud, Bad Hostage, Crashing Out, Chasing Time, Children No More, Were and Argon, Classroom 4, The Devil is Busy, Heartbeat, Last Days on Lake Trinity, On Healing Land, Bird's Perch, Perfectly Estrangedness, Ravana's Choice, and We Were the Scenery. For live action short film, we have Ado, Amarella, probably butchered that one, Beyond Silence, The Boy with White Skin, Butcher's Stain, Butterfly on a Wheel, Dad's Not Home, Extremist, A Friend of Dorothy's, I'm interested in that one, Jane Austen's period drama, I'm also interested in that one, Pantyhose, The Pearl Comb, Rock, Paper, Scissors, The Singers, and two people exchanging saliva. That one sounds interesting too. So yeah, I always like to look at the shorts. I think they're pretty important. I know a lot of people kind of brush over them, but they can be very important for picking and winning at the end. Like I always try and do better with my scores for each year. And last year, the points that I lost for the wins were on the shorts. I only got one short correct, and I think the other two I got wrong. And then I got international picture wrong as well because I last minute stuck with Amelia Perez instead of changing it to I'm Still Here. So I think the shorts are, they're definitely not as distinct and as predictable compared to the other categories. You can usually find the science behind the other categories and can make it a little bit easier to predict. With the shorts, it's not always as easy because sometimes they just kind of pick random ones and not all the voters have watched all of like the short lists. So they just kind of pick the ones that they have seen, the more popular ones, the ones like with the people who have been nominated in the past, they'll go back and watch those people. So I like looking at the shorts because I like to see the intriguing stories that they're trying to tell and maybe see which narratives and which like emotions are going to be most drawn towards with the critics and the actors and the different voting categories. So I'm very interested in the shorts and I like looking at them. So hopefully some of them will be made available soon. A lot of the time they usually are like with like the New Yorker or they're on YouTube sometimes. So a lot of the time they are easily available. Sometimes they are behind a paywall, like the other films in the other categories, but we'll just have to wait and see. But very excited about all the different shorts that are being nominated. Thank you guys so much for watching my video breaking down all of the Oscar shortlist categories. It was really exciting to get to go through all of them and take a look. There was definitely some snubs, like I said, with Put Your Hand on Your Soul and Walk. I'm very disappointed that did not get nominated. I'm also upset that The Eyes of Ghana did not get nominated either in the short list. I was thinking about that afterwards, and I was a big fan of that film when I saw it at TIFF. It was a great documentary about like filmmakers and the future of the generations in Ghana. So, and it was also made by a director who won for one of his shorts in the past at the Oscar. So I was kind of disappointed to not see Ben on there again for his full feature documentary. So yeah, kind of disappointed that The Eyes of Ghana is not there. Any other like snubs in the other shortlist categories that I missed that you guys are upset about, please let me know because I'm very intrigued to get to know some of these like other names that I'm not familiar with. I'd say in most of the categories, I know the majority of the films that have been put on the short list, but there are a handful that I've never actually heard of before. So I'm going to have to dive into these lists a little bit deeper and do some research and add them to my catch-up list on Letterboxd. And while I mention that, you guys go give me a follow on Letterboxd, on TikTok, on Instagram, on the Awards Expert app, all at Willow D Steele. You can find me on social media. I post regularly on all of those accounts, so make sure you guys give me a follow. On Letterboxd, I have a whole catch-up list for 2025 films that I need to give a watch before the year's over, and I'm starting to run out of time. There's literally like 2 weeks left of the year, and I am so behind on some of the films, so please give me a follow on those accounts, and while you're at, hit the subscribe button and the post notification button here on YouTube so you don't miss out on any of my content. I come out with several movie reviews, all like garnered towards like the award season. I'm also putting award season predictions out regularly. I'm putting out these award season kind of lead up videos with like the short lists and when nominations come out, the Golden Globes and Critics' Choice. I have videos for those, so go check them out on my channel. I'm also going to be doing a nomination video for when they come out for the Oscars on the 22nd. I've already booked the day off for work, guys, so I will be home ready to react and ready to post that video as soon as possible on the 22nd. So make sure you guys don't miss out on my content. So hit that post notification button so you get notified every time I post, and hit the subscribe button while you're at it. Thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you guys for watching this video while I break down and react to the shortlist. It just makes me even more excited as awards season is heating up now that we're halfway through December and most of the films have come out for the year. We just have a couple left that have to come out at Christmas time, and just at the beginning of January there's 1 or 2 international films that have to be released widely for all of us to watch. But I'm so excited. It's all heating up, guys, so make sure you guys don't miss out my content. Thank you guys for engaging by giving this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and like I said, comment down below what you guys think of these shortlists. Were some of your favorites snubbed? Were you not expecting some of the nominations? The Electric State, I was definitely not expecting that one, so let me know down below. Thank you guys so much for your support, and until the next time, keep getting lost in film, guys. Bye.